This instructional video is a companion piece to a video I made on Split Second. The link to that video and everything for these instructions will be in the description if YouTube doesn't block any of them. Let's start with how to get the game from something other than Steam. Since the developers were fucked over and killed by their publisher Disney, you won't be giving BlackRock Studio any money for buying the game. You can get a copy of the game from Internet Archives in the form of a redump. You can mount and run the ISO or extract the contents with 7-zip or WinRAR and run the setup exe. If you have the game and need the DRM-free exe, you can get it from Game Copy World. Change the name of the original exe file so you have it as a backup and then bring in the Game Copy World exe. Now this game is forced into full screen, so if you want to record the game better or have a monitor that has a larger aspect ratio than 16:9, which causes everything to look stretched, we're going to need to fix this. You can force the game to be windowed by using a software called DxWnd, which is portable so you don't have to install anything to your PC. Download and run it, click the top bar where it says Edit, and then click Add. Name your profile whatever, and then set your path and launch to wherever your game exe is. Then use these settings to force it to be windowed. In the main tab, there is the generic section, enable early hook and run in window. You can also set terminate on window close if you want. You can set your initial position to whatever you want. This affects where the top left corner of the window will be, which is the origin of it. Then adjust your height and your width to your screen resolution or smaller. If you're using an ultra-wide monitor, then set it to any standard derivative of 16:9. If you want to maximize your screen real estate, then use whatever 16:9 resolution matches your screen height, meaning if you have a 3440 by 1440p screen, then use 2560 by 1440 to get the most out of it. In the video tab, I use a thick frame for my window style, so if you want to get the X to close the window as well, you can set that on, but it's entirely optional. Leave everything else default, but make sure to have your screen resolution set to both native and have the resolution match your window size from before. Press OK in the bottom left corner, and now you have a profile you can double click and launch the game with. When the game fires up, if you have a Steam copy, then try and test if Steam is working by using Shift and Tab together to get the overlay. If Steam doesn't work with the game, then launch the game from its exe or directly from Steam. The game is also locked at 30 frames per second. You have two ways to fix this. The first is to use a patcher and a cracked exe, but this can also work to replace your Steam version if you want, or you can use lossless scaling, which is what I used. Lossless scaling is available on Steam, but can also be acquired otherwise if you want. But if you have an older system that has aging hardware, then this software is inexpensive and worthwhile. How you get it is your choice. For the patcher, you can use the patcher file found on PC Gaming Wiki. Make sure to use this patch by Keith, since some of the game's properties are tied to the frame rate, and this version fixes more than just the frame rate. Now you won't have broken power play physics and AI driving into walls, but you have to turn off VSync in-game or else you'll get some weird glitches. After the patcher is done, there's going to be a second exe file for your game. You can rename your original exe to something else to have as a backup, and then change your patched exe to Split Second so everything launches the patched file. For lossless scaling, you can follow the 2025 guide here, which details all the settings you'll need to get a high frame rate. In case the guide disappears from the internet, I have every setting he lists on the screen right now for you to copy. Pause and make the appropriate changes if you need to. I got my game to 120 frames and didn't notice any input delay. The blurring around the edges of the screen will look a little smeared, but that's not where you're looking anyway, so it's easy enough to ignore. The PC port of Split Second was made and immediately abandoned, so the game had DLC that was never ported to PC, but you can unlock all of it by using this guide. Same as before, I have the instructions on the screen in case the guide happens to disappear. It only works on an official Steam copy, which is what I used, but you can try it on the cracked exe if you want. I found my game crashed a little too much for my liking, but it might work better for you. You can also get a modern DualShock or Xbox controller to work. You can use this guide for that. If you have a non-Steam copy of the game, then you can add it to your Steam manually. In Steam, you can go to the top bar where it says Game and choose Add a non-Steam game to my library. Go to where the Split Second exe is and add it. This allows you to use your Steam overlay on the game. Also make sure you are running Split Second with the same level of privilege Steam is, or else the mismatch may cause errors. If Steam has admin privileges, then Split Second exe also needs admin privileges. Afterwards, in Steam, right-click the game in your Steam library and go to Properties. In the Controller tab, you want to make sure Enable Steam Input is set as your override. With the game running, use Shift and Tab to open the Steam overlay and go to the Controller Configurator. In your browser, you can paste the link from the guide for a DualShock or Xbox controller setup and choose to download it, which will automatically apply it to your controller. There's also instructions on how to get a second controller if you want split screen. Furthermore, there's an image on what every button is mapped to, so you can remap any button to whatever key you need if you don't like the controller setup through Steam. For anyone interested, there is a reshade that adjusts the visuals to look more modern. Personally, I couldn't find it online, but if you do, then share it with everyone else so people can enjoy it more to their liking. Big disclaimer. The game can brick your save when you get to the 6th season. Somewhere in the 1st or 4th episode is more likely to happen. The safest thing you can do is back up your save file before any race in the 6th or 7th season. You can find your save file here. The save file starts with an underscore and a bunch of numbers, or can just be a bunch of numbers, so make sure you are working with the correct file. Now, there are multiple proposed solutions for this problem. I'm going to give you my suggestion in the order you should try things. There is a belief the save breaks because the Ryback Thunder, which is a vehicle unlocked later, is being unlocked before the Elite S510. When you unlock Season 6, do the Elite race first. Using the S510 you unlock from completing it, go to Season 7 and complete the race there until you unlock the Ryback Thunder, which will prompt the save error. Do not quit the game or exit the game. Instead, you want to use the Elite S510 to complete the Midway Pass race in Season 6. This should stop the save error from occurring again when you reach the next autosave. In the event you still get the save error, you're going to need your backup save for this. When the error occurs, you do not quit the game. Instead, you'll minimize it and go to where your save is located. It'll show a file size of 0, which means it's already corrupt. Replace the save with your backup and then continue playing until the next autosave. This should prevent the error from occurring again. Worst case scenario is going online and finding someone else's save and putting that in. Just make sure it matches your region just in case there is region locking on the game. One final disclaimer, this should be enough to get the game working and keep it playable. It did all of that for me. If you follow this guide and find something else was required, then leave a comment detailing the problem and what you did to fix it. I cannot solve every problem. This all worked for me, but it might not for you, so it's better for everyone if this is a collaborative effort than just me trying to fix everything. If you're having a problem, then check the comments because someone may have already resolved it. Hopefully this helps you. Happy racing.